Órale, Cholo Truck, los tres chingones, boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas, man. An hour early because, well, we'll get to it in just a second. But let's go ahead and let's bring in El Gran Chingon, El Mero One, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey Ed, what's going on? Hey brother, we got a great night. You know what? To me, I see this as the Olympic
Mm,
weekend of boxing. Because tonight I
wow.
know we're gonna talk about great fights, and then tomorrow even a better card. So hey
Yeah.
man, I can darle gas and put it on drive and let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. My sons are coming over and we're gonna go out tonight to watch the fights. They're taking me out for my birthday. Today's my birthday, so they're gonna
Hey,
take
happy
me out.
birthday, brother! I didn't know that. Happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños.
Ah, gracias. I appreciate it. So they're gonna take me out. So that's why we're doing it just an hour early. And I am interested in the undercard. So, but before we do that, David, let's go ahead and let's touch a little bit on the fights that happened over the weekend. Keyshawn Davis fought last Friday against Limons. He was a tough, rugged fighter. We thought he was gonna give him a good battle. I even thought that Keyshawn was gonna lose. David, man, what did you see in that fight?
He's a real deal. He's the real deal. And hey, what's going on, Puerto Rico? Ron? He's a real deal. And you know what? He has a charisma of a world champion and also of a good. He's good for marketing. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And then he has his brothers on the same card, and he has his sisters singing the national anthem. Dude, it doesn't get better than that. You know what I mean? And then the guy comes in, what, 6, 7 pounds overweight, and he says, I don't care. We're not canceling it. I'm going in. And then the way he finished him off, dude, he's the real deal. I like him now. I didn't like him before. Now I like him.
yeah, well, there's not a lot of fight. He doesn't have a lot of fights, so there's very little to judge him on.
Yeah,
But if you're as good as your last fight, and this was a pretty tough opponent. I don't want to
it was.
oversell it, and
Yeah,
I don't want to oversell it and say Limons is a really tough fighter, but he's no pushover.
no,
He's a veteran, and yeah, his sisters were there. They sang the national anthem. It was a homecoming for him, and he put on a show. He made a
he did.
statement. David, I mean, is he ready to be put in there with some of the tough guys? He doesn't have a lot of fights, David.
I don't think he's ready for he's calling out Tank Davis. I don't think he's ready.
Yeah.
Two more fights with Tank Davis, but I'd like to see him fight. You know what? I'd like to see him fight. What's his name? Robert Garcia's fighter. He just fought. What's his name? Robert Garcia's fighter, the Chicano right there from
Rayo,
Murataya.
Rayo,
Murataya.
Murataya.
I
Okay.
would like to see because they're 135. So I would like to see the winner of that. Then let's give him a shot. And then I like to see him fight the Russian that is the world champion at 135. And then work his way up because he's never going to fight Shakur Stevenson. And
Mm,
I don't see Lomachenko coming back, work his way up for. As a matter of fact, you know what would be a good fight? If Lomachenko gave up the belt, you put him against Murataya. Now we make the winner a champion. So now we're getting him ready for Tank Davis. He's never going to fight Shakur Stevenson, but we're getting ready for Tank Davis. But Murataya first. Murataya first.
okay.
What
Yeah.
do you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like that. For me, I'm not looking for any big fights for this kid next. Not anytime soon. I think all of next year, if he stays busy, fights say like 3, even 4 fights. I don't think it's gonna be anybody big, and I'm okay with that. His name is starting to grow. That's
Yes.
fine. Let his name grow. But all next year, I see him in just more fights like the one that he just had. I don't
Yes.
think he gets in there with any top guys. And like I said, I'm okay with it. But the good thing for him is that his name is being talked about a lot. Is being talked about a lot. So that's good for him.
Do you see him ready for Murataya or Camarón Cepeda? They're not
No, not
champions. They're not
not,
champions.
not Cameron. No, not Cameron. Murataya. I mean, I give him a decent chance against Murataya, not against Camaron, but he's still too green. It's still too soon, and I don't want to oversell this victory for him. But nonetheless, it was a really good showing and a really good
It
victory for
was.
him, and it's gonna keep people talking about him, and that's what he needs.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. So no, for sure. Keyshawn, find Ukraine champ next. They already said it. Let's
Okay, that'd
handle
be
it.
good. I give him a good chance against him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Gracias, JC. I appreciate it, brother. I
JC.
appreciate it, man. All right, let's move on to the other fights that happened on Saturday. Bam Rodriguez, who this kid's footwork is just on another level. David, what's your thoughts about Bam Rodriguez? I was on live. I called the Boots Ennis fight, which we'll get to in a second. But what's your thoughts about Bam Rodriguez? Because I think he's finding himself in a tough spot.
He just came up by number three pound for pound.
Mm,
My number one is Usyk. My number two is on Inau. My number three is Bam. I'm telling you, Bam is the real deal, man. I don't want to see him go up higher than 118 though. I want to see him stay at 118 for a year, 2 years, and then maybe go up to 122. He's still young, but I think that he needs to capitalize at 115, clean, unify the belts, go to 118. I could see him unifying the belts as long as Junto goes up to 122, which he will, and then go up to 122 and challenge Junto or Yakatani or Inaui, but not now. Right now, let's just have him unify the belts. But he's my number three fighter right now.
okay, I'm with you, David. As far as let's not have him move up. However, I think the division has been depleted. I do not see
115, 115.
yeah, I don't see any really like major fights for him. Is there any fight?
Chocolatito, Chocolatito.
Okay, if they
That's
can
the
make that
only fight.
fight,
That's the only fight that I see that he's going to be
I,
challenged. Yeah,
you know what, David? That's 100% correct.
yeah.
Outside of that fight, unifying titles, that's a good accomplishment, but nobody knows who these guys are. Nobody
You're
cares
right.
about them.
Mhm.
There's no big major fight for Bam Rodriguez. I'm not saying don't unify. Yes, if you're going to stay there, then obviously unify so you can have that under your belt. However, that being said, none of those are really big, exciting fights to say, like, oh man, Bam against this guy. This is a 50-50 fight. None of that's gonna happen.
You're right.
Even against Chocolatito, it's a big fight, but I don't really see anybody that will favor Chocolatito at this time of his career, at this age.
But wouldn't it be good? I mean, we had the five kings. He took them all down. This
Mm.
is the last remaining one. And you know what? And I think Chocolatito would give him a good fight. You know what I mean?
I
I
do,
think
yeah.
Chocolatito first 8 rounds, and I think 9, 10, he might take him out. But I think it would be, I think he would get hit by Chocolatito. Because Chocolatito, so, but with Chocolatito, I mean, he's still fast, still has a foot movement. So I would love to see that fight. I got Bam winning it, but I think it would be a great fight, a
A-
slugfest.
In 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 the process of unifying, I think he needs to have that fight because outside of that, no casual boxing fan is going to care about him unifying the titles against dudes that nobody cares about, you
You're
know.
right. You're
So
right. Yeah.
so I think that's kind of the tough spot that I see Bam in. Is he great? Yeah, I think he is. But there's really no other competition around him to make some big major fights. So, hopefully that Chocolatito fight does happen sometime next year. Maybe he could start unifying titles and in the midst of that, have that fight with Chocolatito, boom, bring his name back up because right now unifying that division is not going to do so much for his stardom in the world of boxing.
Hey, Ed, what about him being my number three, pound for pound? Where do you have him
Yeah,
on your pound for pound?
he's got to be somewhere there. He
Yeah.
definitely has to be somewhere there. It's not his fault that there's no other great fighters, but whoever was great, he beat them there.
Yeah.
So it's not that he fought a bunch of bums. No, he fought everybody
Good
that he needed
fighters,
to
man.
fight.
Yeah.
And there's really nobody else left, for him. So, and if some of the great guys are guys in, their mid to late 30s, that's not on him. He's taking care of business. So,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. But well, we'll see what happens with that. David, and we're kind of speeding it up just because there's so many matches to get to.
I
But
know.
yeah, David, and by the way, to everybody, Mikey should be jumping on. David, the main event, Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis gets in there against Karen Chavazaski, whatever his last name is, and he does win. He did win the fight. I haven't heard anybody say like, oh, I don't know, I don't think he really won. No, he did win the fight. But David, I mean, it wasn't that great of a showing, brother. How did you see it?
You know what? Every fighter has his kryptonite, and you know what?
Mm,
Karen is his kryptonite, brother. I mean, put Bruce Ennis. What's up, Anthony? Well, put Bruce. I mean, Boots Ennis with another fighter that's not going. I was gonna say run, but Karen didn't run. Karen knew exactly his opening. That left hook was hitting all night long. You know what I mean? I
mm.
think Boots Ennis is still elite, but Karen is his kryptonite. You know what I mean? But I personally do not believe Boots Ennis is ready for 154. He should stay at 147. Fight the winner tonight of what's his name?
Barrios
Ramos
and
and
Ramos.
Yeah,
Mm.
Barrios and Ramos. Fight the winner of that. Fight that guy. What's his name? That Negrito that beat
Oh,
Santillan.
Norman Jr. Norman
Yeah,
Jr.
fight. Those would be some good fights that I would like to see, and then go up because he needs to work on his defense. Pero I think he's still real. I think he's still the real deal. But like I said, every fighter has a kryptonite, and I think that this guy Karen is the kryptonite against him. He knew exactly how to fight him. Now, can you imagine if he goes up to
Uh,
154 and really fights Virgil Ortiz? He's out because Virgil Ortiz, with his power, would knock him out.
Well,
Stay,
okay,
stay
so
at 147.
okay, well, let me throw this to you, David, and everybody watching. At the end of the fight, there's no doubt that he won the fight. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
want to
he
hear
won the
like, oh,
fight.
oh
No,
no, I think
no.
Karen. No, there's no doubt he won the fight. He just didn't look good doing it. But David, at the end of the fight, and I was calling the fight live, man. Shout out to all the chingones that was with me that night, man. I had some nice Jack and Daniels, enjoying and watching and calling the fight. I had a good time. But David, at the end, he was complaining a lot about making 147. Could there be anything there where it's like, man, he was saying it. He was saying it at the end of the fight. He had trouble making the weight, and he's really thinking about 154. I didn't hear him say he wants to go up to 154 because there's nothing for him at 147. He was saying that he's having trouble making 147. Do you think there's anything to that?
I could see that. Did you see how big his back was?
Mm,
Dude,
yeah.
his back, I mean, he looked huge. So I could see that. And if that's the case, then go up to 147. But once again, man, I mean, no disrespect to his father. Dude, he's not listening to his father. And he has
Okay.
Shields there too.
Mm,
Shields
mm.
was, he needs to bring in Shields full time, put his father as a second, and work on his defense because he is going to get hurt at 154. It's a different punch. You're absolutely right. I think Demetrio was somebody right now mentioned that. Yeah, Demetrio. Virgil got cooked at 154. You're absolutely right. It's a different monster at 154, man. And you know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I think that
I,
he needs to bring in Shields full time and listen to him because he was, well, first of all, his father wasn't giving any advice, just telling him, knock him out, knock him out. You know what I mean? He wasn't giving him, how do I knock him out? You know, so I think he needs to bring in Shields full time and have the father second if he wants to make a difference at 154, but it's a different monster.
Okay, I'm gonna agree about the Virgil Ortiz to a certain extent. I don't know if he got cooked, but I
No, he
definitely
didn't get
thought,
cooked.
but
Yeah.
I do believe Boacek did win that fight. Puerto Rican Rum is saying exactly what I was talking about on Saturday night. For Boots Ennis, there's not really big money fights for him there. You know, David, it's crazy to think that, and I said this on the live. It's crazy to think, David, that not too long ago 147 pounds was in the driver's seat in all of boxing, in the entire sport of boxing. 147, if you think about it today, has no stars anymore.
No.
Boots Ennis is the biggest star at 147. And at that, he's not that big of a star.
No.
So it's crazy when you think of, Mayweather was in there, Pacquiao was in, 147 for a good, for a good chunk of change of years was the driver's seat in the world of boxing. And today, I mean, Mario Barrios, Emones Steniones, Brian Norman Jr., Boots Ennis, like these are the top guys. Boots, nobody really knows who these dudes are, and Boots Ennis is the biggest star, but even at that, like nobody really knows who he is. So, um, if he wants money fights, it's not gonna be there, man. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be at 147. If he is having trouble making 147, should he move up to 154? Yeah, I guess so. He didn't look that good, but everything could be true all at once. It could be that he has trouble making weight. That could be a problem. Maybe it's an excuse. Don't know. Only he knows that. Um, it also could be. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. What was the other point I
Well,
was going to make?
what about the
Opponents.
father training? What do you think about that?
That could be it too. It could be it too. Dad needs to know when, hey, you know what? There's too much skills here. I need to step aside and bring somebody that's gonna bring the best out of my son. Yeah, it could be that because, like you said, David, he's over there. Hey, knock him out. Knock him out. Okay,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not
Yeah.
just, hey, go in there and hit him as hard as you can and knock him out. He needs to he needs to tell him how to set up the punches and tell his son, hey, look, this is the weaknesses. Whenever he throws this, he leaves this opening. So expose him on this or whatever it may be. But yeah, Boots Ennis didn't look all that good, man. So I mean, it could be that it was Karen. Just he just doesn't look good against Karen. I don't know,
You
but
know what? I'd like to see Karen fight Barrios. I'd like
oh
to see
yeah.
Karen fight Barrios, but we're going to see how Barrios looks. We're going to talk about him. I got some good things to say about him, but we're going to see how he looks tonight. But I'd like to see him fight Barrios or even fight Norman or even fight Stanonius. I'd like to see him fight him too.
I mean, I would like to see Boots against any of the champions at 147. I think they would be good fights. It's just there's no money there.
No money. You're absolutely
That's
right.
the only thing. So if he's after money, there's no money there. If he moves up to 147 and fights against Virgil Ortiz, I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. And now that my boy Connor Ben, now that he's off his suspension,
Is he
I
going to stay
mean,
at 147 or is he going to 154?
I've checked into it. I hear YouTubers say at 147, but I haven't seen him say anything at 147. So
Now he would be a big name coming at
that
147.
that'd be good. That'd be
Oh,
good.
that would be good, man.
You
Because
fight
he
across the
draws people. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
fight here. Fight, forget about over there.
Eh,
Fight here. Could you imagine? Dude, because we'd be watching it at 5 in the afternoon. Fight here. Dude, he could make a splash at 140. They need him right now at 147. They need him at
yeah.
147. Yeah.
Well, before we move on from Boots Ennis, let's go ahead and get the analysis from the boxing scientist, man, because I remember him saying, "Oh, Boots is fire, Boots is fire." Let's see how much he thought Boots was fire. From Mikey TV, let's bring in Mike Zavala.
Gentlemen, my bad,
Hey,
man. I'm a little
Mikey,
late.
what's going on, brother?
My bad. I'm speaking to the professors. Professors, I'm late. I got stuck in traffic. Let me make up the test.
It's all good, brother. It's all good, man. So we just finished up with Boots Ennis. Give us your thoughts, man. He won the fight, but he didn't look good. He was talking about he had trouble making weight. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. Boots Ennis has a lot of holes in his game, and yeah, I did say Boots was fire. With opponents that give him that chance to look fired. It's like he's careless in defense. He crosses his speed. He's not responsible on defense. Uh, he gets hit. He gets hit with wide shots, straight shots through the middle. It's like this guy has a lot of holes in his game, and if he can't make weight at 147, all right, that's an excuse. All right, I understand it. He's the big kid. If he moves to 154, he needs to change his defense up. He needs to get better at his defense because these monsters will expose him. These monsters will knock him out. As you can see, Virgil, he moved up from 147 to 54, and he got hurt, got dropped his last fight because these guys hit harder, man. So he will get stopped if he does move to 154. I definitely say that.
Should he go up to 154? You want to stay? He was talking about he's having trouble making weight. Did that have him? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I mean, yes, and it doesn't. I mean, when you're a weight bully, Ed, you walk through shots, you eat shots, you know what I mean. You're the weight bully. You're a big guy in a small division. His body is not letting him it's not letting him move his feet like how he used to, because he's a weight bully and he can't make weight, so he does have trouble moving his feet, getting out of the way, harm's way. So yeah, you can say, if you think about it, or you want to break it down in that way, yeah, he can't make weight no more. So he can't move a lot, move his feet, so he has trouble uh with that weight class. And also in that weight class, because he's a weight bully, it allows him to eat the shots and walk through opponents, but he can't do that at 54. So yeah, the weight definitely gave him the advantage, but the disadvantage also, because he can't make weight.
Hey, Mikey, do you think that his father should step down to number 2 and then bring in Ronnie Shields? He was there, make him the
Yeah.
number 1 to work on his defense.
Yeah, that's a great point, Ed. Dave. I mean, yeah, dude, his dad was saying, knock him out, knock him out. Yeah, you knock him out, but you got to tell him how to knock him out. They did talk about this. This isn't.
Yeah.
I'm bringing up what the commentators were saying. Yeah, Ed, knock him out. Dave, knock him out. Motherfucker, tell me how to knock him out. You can't just tell. It's like somebody when they say, "Oh, timing beats speed." Okay, duh. Well, how does timing beat speed? Well, you have to check for tendencies and patterns, and that's when you can time the speed. So you know what I mean? You can't just say timing beats speed. Okay, duh. Anybody can say that. Anybody can say knock him out. That's when you have a top cornerman. So if he wants to go to the next level, and definitely needs to change his dad for the second in command or third. Because yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. I still have high hopes for his future, man. So let's see
Me
what
too.
happens with Booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, let's talk about some of the fights coming up this weekend. All right. So tomorrow, all right, it is Latino night, Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia. Latino night in Saudi Arabia, man. Okay, so one fight, man, is William Cameron Zapata against Tevin Farmer in a 10-round fight. Cameron Zapata, man, against Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer is no punk. He got his crooked eye, his Treco eye. I remember the fight that he had with Jojo Diaz, which, by the way, just real quick, Jojo Diaz did lose over the weekend. I did
Did
watch
he
the fight.
really?
Yeah, he.
Wow.
I thought he won. I thought he
Uh-huh.
won, but nonetheless, that's where his career is at now. It's just that's where his career is at. Well, by the way, Subriel Matias won. Subriel Matias won at 140 by stoppage, good body shots. So we'll see what happens on his comeback in his career. But guys, William Zepeda against Tevin Farmer. David, what's your thoughts about this fight?
I like it. It's a good fight. It's going to be a very good fight. I see Cepeda taking him out late rounds. I mean, look at when he fought Murataya. He gave Murataya. I mean, it was a close fight. You know what I mean? And I think that Cepeda is maybe a year, 2 years ahead of Murataya. So I want to see Cepeda. I think Cepeda will take him out. But I think he's going to give him a good fight for the first maybe 8, 9 rounds. I think because he's slick, he still has power, and you don't know where he's going to hit if you're looking at his eyes. Because he could be looking at you and hitting over here. You know what I mean? And
Throws a curveball.
so make sure don't look at his eyes, look at his feet. Cepeda, if you're watching the show, but I see it as a very good fight. I'm excited about it. Actually, it's going to be a good fight.
Okay, but you see a stoppage though, David.
Yes, yeah, TKO or TKO. Yeah,
Wow.
he's going to hurt
Okay.
him. He's too fast for him, and he's too. I mean, he's too powerful. He's too fast for him, and this guy's. I mean, he's never fought anybody at that level, and this guy has so much stamina. Cepeda, he's not going to be able to stop him, but it's going to be a good fight. He's not going to
Okay.
run. There'll be times they're going to exchange, and I'm going to love it. It's going to be great.
Okay. All right. Hey, Mikey, Tevin Farmer. I mean, he's been in there with a couple of good
Yeah,
dudes,
he
man.
is.
He's no punk. He's no
No,
pushover. He is 34 years old. He is 34 years old, and he's getting in there against William Zepeda. With this guy does not know how to stop punching. Mikey, how does this fight go down, brother?
I think it's going to be a good fight till Cepeda figures him out.
Yeah.
Cepeda, I don't know how many southpaws has he fought, so he's fighting a southpaw. So it's good. It's good. Southpaw versus southpaw. So it's gonna get some time to adjust because he fights right-handers most of the time. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even know when's the last time he fought a southpaw. Um, he uh Tevin Farmer made Murataya look normal. Murataya was once upon a time was mentioned like, oh, this guy's next. Oh, mention him with Tank, mention him, and he made him look normal. So this guy, he's old, he's long in the tooth, he has experience, and he could give you trouble, man. And so, but like Dave said, I think Cepeda is gonna he's gonna out hustle him. He's 34, 35 years old. Out hustle him if he invests in the body, figures him out. And this fight is just I think it's getting him ready for either Tank or what's the other lefty 135? And he just broke his hand, right? Or injured his hand. What's his name? The runner.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, so you don't think a southpaw? This guy could get him ready to fight either one of those guys. Southpaw, right? A slick guy. So yeah, this is a good fight for Cepeda, man. I like it. I like this fight.
Yeah.
I got Cepeda.
Yeah, Farmer is older, but the right boxer will land it. Little Willie. Yeah, you know what? Look, I mean, Zapata, he's kind of a tall guy for the weight class. He's 5'9". Tevin Farmer is what? 5'6". Yeah, I mean, Tevin Farmer's gonna give him. Tevin Farmer's gonna be there to try to test this guy, try to test his will, his skill, everything. But ultimately, I think Zapata's just gonna overwhelm him. All the punches that he throws, it's ridiculous how many punches this guy throws. Tevin Farmer is gonna get worn down, beat up, beat down, tired out, and eventually I think we see a stoppage. Mikey, is this a stoppage or does it go all? I think it's a 10 round fight. Is it stoppage or does it go all 10 rounds?
It's a turnaround fight. I mean, man, I wish you could go 12. I'll definitely call the stoppage, but I'm gonna call stoppage. I'm gonna call stoppage. He's older. Tevin Farmer doesn't have no power, so William Cepeda will take more gambles. He'll eat a couple of shots to land. Yeah, he'll overwhelm him. I'm gonna call stoppage. I'm gonna call stoppage. I'll call stoppage. Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you, David. I see a TKO. I don't think he like knocks him out cold. I just think he just outworks them,
Yeah.
out hustles them, hurts them enough where the referee's gonna be like, you know what, that's it, man.
Enough.
I've seen enough. I think Tevin Farmer. I think he's a guerrero, and he's not gonna want to quit. But it's gonna be too much, man. Maybe the corner might stop it, whatever it may be. But that's how I see it,
You know
gentlemen.
what, Ed? It might be a
Yeah.
benefit for Tevin Farmer because he might hit him so hard that he might straighten out his eyesight. You know what I mean? You never know.
That's right. Yeah, huh?
Hey, well, let's see who gets straightened out in the co-main event. You got Arnold Barbosa Jr. from El Monte versus Jose Ramirez from Central Cali. These two guys are gonna go at it. I'm excited for this fight. I like this fight. Even though Ramirez has been kind of, he's been kind of like on a teeter-totter with his career lately. I'm not really sure what's going on with him. Arnold Barbosa, he was the guy that was trying to bully his way to a Teofimo Lopez fight. But this last outings, he doesn't look that good. Mikey, what do you make of this co-main event?
Yeah, I mean, Barbosa, he has no power from what I've seen. I haven't checked his stats. Does he have a knockout power?
No.
He's basic. He's basic unless he fights at a higher level because he's fighting Ramirez, and he could step it up. But I don't see nothing special. It's a good fight for Ramirez because he's trying to make a comeback for the second half of his career. So I don't know. Ramirez. I think he's at the end of his career. So it'll be an all right fight. It'll be a good fight. But nah.
Okay, both of these guys are 32 years old, but it almost seems like Ramirez is getting close to calling it a career.
Yeah.
So it's not so much the age thing; it's so much the wanting to continue your boxing career. I agree with you there, Mikey. David, how do you make this fight?
Dude, I don't like Barbosa. Nothing
Okay.
personal against him, but remember those fights when he'd fight and he lost. He fought that one Irish guy and he was supposed to be his knockout night. Dude, the
Mm,
guy almost beat him. You know what I mean? Barbosa, the past three fight. Tell me one great fight you've seen of Barbosa. He's boring. You know what I mean?
mm.
He's boring. And thank God he never fought Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo would have killed him. Literally would have killed him. So with that said, um, dude, I see. It's not going to be a knockout. Well, it might be a knockout, but I see Ramirez. I agree with you, Andrew. Unanimous decision. Barbosa is going to. He's not going to exchange with him. If he exchanges with him, he's going to get knocked out. If Barbosa exchanges with Ramirez, he's going to get knocked out. Ramirez, like they always say, the last thing that goes is your power. And
Mm.
Ramirez does have power. He was a world champion. He has the same stamina. He had the same stamina as Cameron. Remember his fights. The only thing that he was missing uh, is defense. That's the only thing that Jose Ramirez has been missing is defense. But I don't see him. I don't see Barbosa being aggressive. I've never seen him being aggressive. He's a boring fighter. So I see Ramirez TKO or unanimous decision. I'm with you, Andrew Martinez, on that one.
Hey, Demetro, maybe it's high mileage, or maybe it's since he got married, Holmes. Because when I'm just saying,
Wow.
once he
No,
got
he's high
married,
mileage, high mileage. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's been in some wars. He's been in some wars,
No,
you
he
know?
has,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has, he has, man. And then he got married, and he's had some wars, man. So yeah. All right. Look, when it comes to these two guys, I like Jose Ramirez. I like his character. I like him as an individual. Not that I know him personally, because I don't. Arnold Barbosa. I was there. I was there when he was with his posse going around. This was earlier this year, in the beginning of this year, when Virgil Ortiz fought Lawson in Vegas. I was there earlier this year with shouts to Mark Salinas from Putazos y Pendejadas. We were there covering the fight. And I was there when Barbosa, after his fight, he was walking around with his homies, okay, trying to start pleito with
Yes,
different
that's what I'm
fighters.
talking about.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah. He was out there in the crowd. Shoot, he went up to ¿cómo se llama? What's the payaso's name? Shoot,
Oh yeah,
Rolly.
rolling.
Rolly.
Rolly.
He
Okay, he
was
went up
playing. He was playing with his
with the
the
Flower.
flower.
flower. Yeah, with the flower. He was petting the flower. It was
Uh,
weird guy, but he goes up in front of everybody, tries to start some sort of pleito. He's over there chasing down Teofimo Lopez, talking smack to his dad. Not that I really care, because those, especially the dad, he talks smack too. So but it's just his character. He's got his whole posse around him. And then when he steps into the ring, I'm thinking like, okay, this vato's gonna show out, and he doesn't. He doesn't. I'm with you, David. He's
yeah,
like a boring fighter, man,
he is.
and
Yes.
he wants to have this persona, like he's got the eye of the tiger, like
Yeah,
he's a
that I'm a
killer.
gangster. That I'm a
Yeah,
gangster
yeah,
from
and it's
wherever he's
and then
from. Dude, he's not, man.
and then he steps in there, and it's like a dud. Yeah, he's undefeated, but it's a
Who has
dud
he
of a
fought?
fight.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
dud of a fight. So I'm gonna be rooting for Ramirez in this one.
Me too. Me too.
But I think because Ramirez may be on his way out, Ramirez is probably going to need to win, or knock him down or something. Because I think the judges are probably going to be on the side of Barbosa, just because maybe they can make more fights. Because Barbosa is saying that, he still wants some of these big fights. And I don't know, maybe he does get them. I'm not really sure. But it'd be nice for a good, humble man
Yes.
like Jose Ramirez, a good dude, to put this vato on his ass.
Yeah. And
So
then we don't hear about him anymore. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because we're
yeah,
tired of Barbosa, dude, boring fighter. And he's
Yep.
the
right.
Chicano Shakur Stevenson. Like
Yeah,
Demetrio said. Oh yeah, boring, boring.
Yeah,
yeah, we could see him in an undercard when he fights Rolly
Yeah,
Romero. So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, he's trash.
so
trash.
Mikey, stoppage or decision?
Man, it's because Ramirez does he doesn't have that killer instinct. What was it? Did he get a stoppage his last fight? I forgot. I gotta. Did he? I
I
don't think
don't
he got a
remember.
I
stoppage.
I
Well,
don't
yeah.
remember.
He fought a nobody. Well, he fought a former world champion. Remember?
Okay.
I'm trying to think of his name. He did get a stoppage,
Okay, he
but
got a stoppage.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, this guy's not a threat. It's not like he's going against a guy that's gonna hunt him down and chop him down. I mean,
Yeah,
he
I
could set up
agree.
a nice knockout. He could set up a nice knockout. I'm gonna say Ramirez win decision. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, over Bartholomew. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Then he was on honeymoon for like 5 years. Yeah, he took some time off, once he got married. And I'm not trashing the guy. He's a really good dude. I like his character and everything. That's why I want him to win. I want him to put it to Barbosa. Ramirez, if you're gonna step away from boxing, good luck to you, brother. But por favor, before you do, beat the dog dudes off this vato, man.
hey, and Robert
Go.
Garcia is going to be at his corner. So
Yeah.
Robert Garcia will be there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Great fight.
Yeah, get it done. In the main event of Latino Night in Saudi Arabia, we got Gilberto Ramirez versus William Smith. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really know who this William Smith
Yeah,
dude
me
is.
neither.
Gilberto Ramirez, obviously, we're all familiar with him. David, what do you make in this fight?
You know what? At 175, I'm not a fan of Zurdo Ramirez, but at cruiserweight 190,
Mm,
I like
mm.
him there. You know what I mean? I think that the winner is going to fight that one guy that the Cheek loves. What's his name? He's a world champion. 190. Everybody's
Yeah, yeah,
what's the name?
Jaya Pataya.
Jaya Patai. The winner's going to fight that. I want to see that fight. I got Zurdo Ramirez. I don't know much. I've been reading a little bit about William Smith. Um, I got Zurdo Ramirez. I can't really, I mean, literally, I've been reading about him and me duermo when I'm reading about him. You know what I mean? Literally, I've been reading a lot about him, but I fall asleep. So he's not that exciting fighter. You know what I mean? He doesn't get my attention. So I got Zurdo Ramirez on that. But that shouldn't have been the main event. The main event should have been Cepeda versus Farmer or Ramirez versus Barbosa.
Yeah.
That should have been not Zurdo Ramirez, but I mean, they're trying to make a star out of him.
Yeah, yeah, they're trying, and they could
Yeah,
keep trying. But
yeah.
Mikey, what's your thoughts on this cruiserweight attraction that the whole world's been waiting for?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, like Dave said, I do get a little tired because there's so much going on in boxing, and so it went by, it passed by like this fight didn't make a lot of noise. Like I would have heard of it, and people would have been excited to talk about it, but I don't. Nah, this guy. Uh, I think this is just a stay busy fight for Ramirez type because I don't see nothing. The Jake Paul Tyson overshadowed this fight, man.
It's going to be a boring fight, Cholo. I don't see that
I do
being.
agree.
That's going to
Yeah.
be boring. It's going to be a boring fight.
I will say this for this being the whole Riyadh season kind of thing. It's not a big fight. There's no hype behind it. Nobody's
No.
talking about it. Nobody seems to care about it. Nothing. It's like nothing. And for this to be one of the Saudi Arabia fights, which all of them have been like big shows. Yeah, I don't hear anybody talking about it. I don't really care about this fight. Now, the only interesting thing to me is Zurdo Ramirez has said once he beats William Smith, he actually wants Alexander Usyk. So does he get that
Yeah.
fight? I don't
No,
know.
no,
He's a
no.
big dude. He has talked about going to heavyweight at some point, but we'll see what
They'll
happens
knock
with
him
that.
out. They'll knock him out at heavyweight. He's too small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tall
I,
wise, you know what I mean? Do you see him at
well,
heavyweight, Cholo?
I maybe for certain fights, maybe so, but to go to heavyweight and to become the guy, no. I will say this: I I never really liked him. But just like you, David, I've become a little bit more of a
Yeah.
fan of his. But that being said, I'm still not like, oh man, the Zurdo Ramirez fight, man, I can't wait. No, but he has gotten a little better. He's grown on me a little bit.
But you know what, Ed? Opataya is going to knock him out. So
But yeah, yeah,
Opataya is going to knock him out. So let him win his little fight, then he'll fight Opataya. I mean, look at him, man. I mean, that's good that he has a vision that he wants to fight Usyk, dude. Go Pataya is going to knock him out. So I mean, it's good to
Mhm.
dream, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, fellas, let's move on to tonight, man. We got a Netflix special. We're gonna go out. We're gonna check it out myself, man. For my son's just got here. It's my birthday. I've been waiting for
Yeah.
this because it's there's a fight on this card I've really been waiting for.
And
But
I
real
know which
quick,
one it is. I know which one it is that you can't wait to see, man.
well, real quick, Shushu Carrington is fighting tonight. You know, he's an up and coming fighter. I don't know much about Coolwell, but David, what's your thoughts on just Shushu Carrington all the way around?
He's too new. He's too new. He
Okay.
fights at 126. Dude,
Mhm.
yeah, he's fighting on this card. That's great. I think he's the first fight. He's not even going to be televised. He's being televised right now on YouTube. He's not going to be on the main card tonight.
Mhm.
But you know what? It gives him, give the man props. But yeah, give the man props. Good for him. I don't think he's a contender right now, but he continues. He will be at 126. But he's not. He ain't being televised on the main card. So give him props. He's there. I like him.
Okay.
He's good.
Yeah, Mikey, what's your thoughts on Shushu Carrington in this 8 round featherweight fight against Coolwell? I don't know Coolwell, but just overall, what's your thoughts on Shushu Carrington?
Yeah, that's another name, another guy, another young fighter coming up. This fight, this card, although he might not be he's not right, Dave. He's not going to be in the
No,
main
he's not.
card, but still
No.
going to give him exposure. We're talking
Yes.
about him, and so hopefully he performs well. Because one thing about Jake Paul, man, he does bring eyes to the sport, and he's bringing women boxing, the Sarana and Shushu, stuff like that. I like that, and hey, shine today. So Shushu, but he's too young right now for me to catch my attention.
Yeah, and it's his time to make a statement. So yeah, I like what I see from him. But just like you guys, this is time to shine and keep your name more relevant. So man, let's move on to the next fight. Mario Barrios versus Abel Ramos. Man, El Azteca Barrios, I've been a fan of this guy. I've been calling it out for a while now. All you guys over there on the chats and everything, oh, he's overrated. He's this, he's that. Not Charlie, man. El Azteca Barrios is the guy. He just needed to move up to 147 so he could fill up. I think this is a great fight. Mikey, how do you see Abel Ramos against El Azteca Barrios? Mikey?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dave. I mean Ed.
Yeah, we
What was your
got you. We
question?
got
I
you.
got frozen.
Okay.
Mario Barrios.
Against Abel Ramos tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who Abel Ramos is. I hope it's a good fight because Mario Barrios he has improved. Like you talked about him before. I like
Mhm.
I like yeah he's all right and he got better. You see the things he's been doing. So um yeah okay. Somebody tell you. Let me know, guys. What's this fight gonna be about?
Hey, Pastor.
Uh, David, what's your thoughts about Abel Ramos? He's a journeyman.
No,
He's a tough guy.
he's fought for championships before.
Yeah,
You you
yeah.
know you know you
He's a
know
tough
who.
guy.
Yeah. You know who is he's. Remember that one kid out of Arizona, Ramos at 154. Everybody was saying he was going to be a world champion.
Yeah,
Remember, I don't
Southpaw.
remember his first name. He was a southpaw. He was really good,
Yeah,
huge back, and the guy was a good fighter. And then he was exposed on one of the big cards, I think Canelo's card. This is his Theo. He's fought for world championship, but I'll tell you, Barrios. I've never been a big fan of Barrios, but you know what? His last fight against Ugas, dude, he looked great against Ugas, and he changed trainers. He has that Cuban trainer, not the little one, the tall one. There's a little one and the tall one. I forgot his name. You guys, maybe somebody could tell us his new trainer. He completely changed. Jesus Ramos. That's his. That's
Jesus,
his nephew.
yeah,
Jesus. He
Mono.
lost.
Yeah,
Mono. Yes,
yeah.
that's his Theo, and he was undefeated. He lost. I think he only has like one loss. But going back, you know what? Barrios with his new trainer, dude, against Ugas, I called that he was gonna lose against Ugas. Dude, he put Ugas to shame. His
Mhm.
style has completely changed with the new trainer, and he got married to a beautiful young lady
Yeah.
that JC's in love with, and he's pissed off because he married her and not him. But what I'm saying is, you know what? It's a new Barrios. I like him on this fight. I think it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a very good fight because this guy, Ramos, I mean, I'm sorry, I like Barrios. Ramos, he's going to chase you. He's not going to run. He's going to chase you, and I see Barrios. I think it's going to be it's not going to be a great fight, but it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be entertaining, especially for that card. Entertaining. And I got Barrios on that one.
Yeah, so do I. Knockout in the 10th round.
Wow.
I don't know about knockout, but what's his name of his trainer? Somebody could tell us what the name of his new trainer is. I know
Salas,
you
not
guys
Salas,
know.
right?
No,
Not
Salas
Salas?
is Chaparro. That's Chalas.
Okay, there's
Chaparro.
another one. There's
The tall
another
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tall one. What's his name?
I forgot.
JC will tell us. There's
That's cool on boxing.
hey, without a doubt, Demetrio. Demetrio,
Clarissa Shields.
what's
That's
Barrios?
cool.
What's Barrios' new trainer? He's a tall Puerto Rican. He's had a couple of world champions. Somebody tell us.
Cuban or Puerto Rican?
No, Cuban. I'm sorry, Cuban.
Okay.
Cuban. Okay.
Yeah. White hair. Yeah.
He's out of Miami.
Yeah.
He's out of Miami.
There's two of them. It's the Chaparrillo and then the other one.
And they hate each other. The Chaparro
Oh, they hate
hates
each
him.
other?
Oh, yeah, because they use Santos. That's the dude. JC, I knew you'd find him.
They
Bob
see sabe,
Santos.
man.
Bob Santos is solid,
Bob
dude.
Santos. Bob Santos.
Bob
Okay.
Santos. Simón.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, I can't. I'm calling it knockout in the late rounds.
Okay.
What?
Calling it knockout. Yeah, dog. Ramos does not have good defense. He's there to fight, and
Yeah.
Azteca's gonna give it to him. He's
Yeah.
gonna give it to him, man.
But
So
when
I'm
was the
calling-
last time he knocked anybody out? El Azteca, I don't think I've ever seen him knock anybody out. Ugas
He didn't
Right.
stop
knocked 12
Ugas?
rounds.
He didn't stop
Oh,
Ugas?
dude, Ugas came out of there with. He's another one that has two eyes. You know what I mean? So no, dude. Tell me, Cholo, when was the last time he knocked somebody out?
He just drops him. He always drops his fighters.
He got knocked out by Tank Davis.
Yeah,
When
he was
knocked
great.
somebody out?
that was at 140. I'll tell you guys this: the last time El Azteca knocked somebody out is tonight. That's the last.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you guys.
All right.
Hey, fellas, man, this is the fight that I've been waiting for. When they announced this fight, I came on and I made a video on here. It was months ago, and I said this fight lands on my birthday, and I'm so glad it does because I want to celebrate my birthday watching this fight.
Oh, today's your
And that-
birthday, man?
It is, man. It
Happy
is.
birthday,
Yeah, that's
brother.
what. Gracias, big dog. That's why we're doing it an hour early. Cause I'm gonna go out with my sons
Okay.
to go watch the fight.
That's right. That's right.
And it's this one right here, the La Revancha. I'm gonna say this is the greatest women's fight ever. The first time they fought,
Yeah.
and that is Amanda Serrano against Katie Taylor. The second time that they're doing this. Will it live up to the first one? I don't know, man. But Mikey, are you interested in this fight? We don't really cover women's boxing, but did you watch the first one? Are you interested in this one? This is the co-main event, man.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see the first one. I'm not gonna lie, Ed. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. What's all the fuzz all about? Hopefully there's a knockout. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. David, I think David, you did watch this
I did.
fight, right?
I did. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not a big woman fight boxing fan, but I
Right.
saw that, and I'll tell you, I'm with you. That was probably the best female fight. And then they filled up Madison Square Garden, the
Yeah.
big house. You know what I mean? The big
Yeah.
room. So no, it's I can't wait. It's gonna be a great fight. Outstanding fight.
Yeah. David, do you think it lives up? And everybody watching, do you guys think it lives up to the first fight? Regardless of who wins, does it live up to the first fight?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be part two. It's gonna be round number 13. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. But wait till you hear my prediction on it. I think it's gonna
Okay.
immediately start. It's gonna be a rock'em sock'em fight without a doubt.
I think Taylor, she had a couple of tough fights with some other chick named Chantel. I think that may have take something out of Katie Taylor. I'm not gonna lie. I think that took something out of her. I'm not really. Katie Taylor seems like she's ready to jump on the horse and just ride away into the sunset. She's still a fighter. Don't get me wrong. She's Irish, man. She's got that Irish blood in her. I, oh man, I'm having a tough time on who to decide with this one. The first time I went with Katie Taylor, I want to go with Katie Taylor again, but something telling me inside that Serrano's gonna come out with this victory. So you know what? I'm gonna go with Amanda Serrano. I just the fights that Katie had with I think her name was Chantel Sharon, whatever it may be.
There was
They
two.
fought. That was for
Yeah,
twice. It was
yeah.
twice, yeah. And those were rough fights
Yes,
for
they
her.
were. They were.
I'm gonna say Amanda Serrano gets this victory. I don't think it's a knockout. I don't think it's a stoppage. Um, it's a 10 round 2 minute fight, 2 minute 10 round fight. I think Amanda Serrano gets it. I don't think it lives up to the first one, but I still think it's gonna be a great fight, David. How say you?
You know what? I don't know if you know, but Amanda Serrano, she's the undisputed champion at featherweight at 118. At 118, brother.
Okay.
She is going up
Mm.
three weight classes to fight Katie Taylor. I don't know if you knew that or not. Did you know that?
Yeah, even in the first fight, she went up, I think, 2 weight classes to fight her or
Is
something like
she?
that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
She's 34 now. And I think Katie Taylor's 36 or 38,
Mm.
36. Um, I got Katie Taylor on this one. And you know what? Like JC said, you know what? She's an old Irish Ruka and she has the dog in her. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Dude,
Mm.
she has the dog in her. And this one's going up 3 weight classes. We know about weight classes. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And you know what? I got Katie Taylor on this one. I got Katie Taylor on this one. And if not, you
Okay.
know what? It's probably going to be a tie. You know what I mean? It's going to be a draw because they're going to be two dogs going at each other. That's going to be the fight of the year for the women.
Yeah.
I believe that's going to be the fight of the year or a contender. No, dude, it's going to be the fight of the year for women, not
Okay.
men, for women. Yeah,
Okay. All right. And the real winner here is gonna be Mikey because this is the first time he's gonna see these two ladies get down with each
that's
other.
right.
So
Yeah.
enjoy, Mikey. It's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
man. Gentlemen, let's get to the main event. Mike Tyson gets on the scale wearing some Speedo Canzones. He's been looking good, man. He walks up. Jake Paul does some sort of bear crawl to him, and Mike Tyson answers with a right hand slap right to the mascara. This is going to be an 8 round fight in Jerry's World in Arlington. I hear first I heard that they're wearing 16-ounce gloves. Now I'm hearing that they're wearing 14-ounce gloves. So I'm not really sure which one it's going to be. It's 2 minute rounds, 8 rounds. Jake Paul versus a 58-year-old Iron Mike Tyson. Mikey, how say you on this fight?
Oh man, I mean, we talked about how inactivity kills a fighter. Jesus Christ, Mike Tyson hasn't fought since Roy Jones, and if you call that a fight, but Jesus Christ, I know he's fighting a YouTuber, Jake Paul, but he's been active, not a lot,
Mm,
right? But he's been active, and he's been training. He's younger. This guy, Mike Tyson's 60 years old, man. Uh, Remember I talked about how timing beats speed, and that's what Mike Tyson has to. He needs to time him, and use his like Dave said. The last thing that leaves is his power. So the old man still has a power. All he's gotta do is uh, time him and throw and see if you could get lucky and knock him out. If it goes past one round, I'll give it to Jake Paul. But in that one round, or maybe two, but one round, I got Tyson with the knockout. Other than that, man, I don't know what to expect. It's a grandpa.
mm,
I don't know. I don't
okay.
know.
Hey,
Jake Paul.
hey, man. Hey, so, some of those abuelos in the neighborhood, they could throw
Oh
down, man.
yeah.
I've
They
yeah,
have colmillo. They have colmillo,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Hey,
man.
man. I remember growing up, man, there were some old dudes. It's like, hey, you stay away from him. Hey, but he's 65. Yeah, but you stay away from that vato, man.
Yeah.
He'll put it to you. David, 58-year-old Iron Mike Tyson in there against Jake Paul. How does this go down?
First of all, he's young. He's
Okay.
a youngster. You know what I mean?
Okay.
58, I'm 65. This Vato's
Okay.
a youngster. You know what I mean? The last
Mm.
thing that goes is power. But I don't know if you know, Ed, you know why he slapped him? Because after he crawled like a
Yeah.
monkey, he came up and stepped on him.
Hmm.
I mean, they
Right.
showed where he actually steps on his foot, and Mike Tyson looks down and wakas. He comes
Right.
up. I have always said that this is choreographed. It's going to be choreographed. I don't see it as a real fight. And then all of a sudden, I
Mm.
start reading that the Boxing Commission in Texas basically sanctioned a real fight.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't see it a real. I think that they met, they choreographed, but where I see the choreograph not working, where I see it not working, is if Jake Paul pisses him off.
Yeah.
This guy's bipolar. This guy's not
Hmm.
going to be under the influence of weed to calm him down. It's scripted. There you go. It's scripted. You know what I mean? If he goes, I agree with you, JC. If he goes off the script and he gets pissed off, it's going to be a knockout. But it has to happen, I believe, the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he tries to go off script in the third, fourth round, dude, he's going to be missing. He's going to look ridiculous. Yes, the power's there, but this guy's going to be too fast for him. He's not going to be able to hit him. And then that's why he's going to try to bite him and be a cheater. You know what I mean? Hit him in the balls or whatever, because he doesn't want to lose if he's pissed off. But if he goes off script and he gets pissed, ¿sabes qué? It's a trigger. There you go, JC. He gets triggered, he's in trouble because he will break his ribs, he will break his arm, dude, he's never been hit with the power of Mike Tyson. The last thing that goes is the power, and he
Yeah, it's
will
probably gonna
break
be
his arm.
DQ.
Yeah,
Probably gonna be DQ. Now that you bring
DQ.
it up, Dave, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
Okay.
like a
Okay.
wild show
yeah.
DQ.
He's gonna
Who,
get
who's
pissed off.
who's taking more of a risk in this fight, David?
Oh, dude, without a doubt, Jake Paul. He's never been hit
Uh,
like with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, I mean, look at the guys that he took down. And the last thing that goes is power. If he goes and tries to box him, he's going to look ridiculous because this guy's too fast. Even though he's not a professional, he's too fast. He's too young. But if you know what, like JC said, if he goes off script and he gets pissed off, it's going to be a DQ because he will hit him in the balls. He's not going to bite him because he has a little metal ear thing
Yeah, he put that
you
little
know,
metal thing to
I,
cover the ear.
on his
Oh,
ear.
oh,
You know,
okay,
yeah.
but okay. Here's the thing. I know everybody, and by the way, Mike Tyson has been looking good in his training sessions and everything, speed and power and all that stuff, right? But let's remember, man. Mike Tyson did not leave the sport on top of the game.
Oh
Mike
no,
Tyson, no, he lied. He was stopped. I think in his last two fight, his last real fight was I think like in 04, 05. He got stopped like his last 2 or 3 fights. So he was not the Iron Mike Tyson when he left the sport.
but Ed, look who he was fighting professional. This guy's not a professional boxer.
I,
You know
I,
what I
I
mean?
okay,
That's
right.
number one. Number two,
Uh-huh.
during that time, he had just got out of jail. He was in there for rape and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson, dude, did you see how great he looks?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
tell you
Mike,
though. Okay,
I
The
know
I
it's
30
all
agree.
a
seconds, the
facade. I
30
know it's all a
seconds.
facade. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
Okay,
know it's all a facade.
he
But what
looks
I'm trying
good.
to tell you, you know what? Like Mikey said, first round, if he goes off script first round, dude, he's gonna hurt him. He's gonna knock him out. Now Jesse just asked, who do I think is gonna win? Once again, I think it's choreographed, and I think that it's going to be a decision. Jake Paul's not going to knock him out. It's going to be a decision to Jake Paul because it's choreographed. This isn't a real fight. I can't believe. But if Mike Tyson goes off script, I see Mike Tyson hurting him, knocking him out, or being DQ'd because he's going to hit him in the balls or in the back of the head because he's not going to be able to bite his ear. He's going to cheat
okay,
because he's an animal. He's an animal.
okay,
You
okay,
know?
okay. I want to put this out. I first of all, I agree. Do I think it's choreographed? I don't know. That has been in my head that yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of set up. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. We'll find out. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Okay. Well, first of all, when Mike Tyson, just to answer your question, David, when Mike Tyson left the sport, he lost to complete nobodies. He was not fighting top guys. He lost to complete nobodies. That's not to diminish his career. I don't want to bring that up and say like, oh, that means he's nobody. No, man, Mike Tyson was a complete monster. But here's the thing, though. Jake Paul can win by knockout, and here's how. Even if it is
Yeah.
scripted, and here's how. I'm with you, David,
He's gonna get
about like
tired out. He's gonna get tired out.
exactly if Jake
Yes.
if there
Yeah. You're right.
if it's scripted, it's not just Mike Tyson that can go off script. It's Jake Paul that can go off script too. And after the fifth round, Jake Paul, his young energy can
Yes.
be there and say,
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna step it up. Like,
You're
forget
right.
this,
You're
bro.
right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
knock him out. Tyson's not gonna have that much left anymore.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have much left anymore. So, I think Tyson's taking a big risk here. If this is gonna be scripted, I think Tyson's taking a big risk if he's really putting that much trust in Jake Paul. But I will say, if it's not scripted and these two dudes are really going in there to throw chingazos, Jake Paul better watch out for the first 2 or 3 rounds because Mike Tyson is coming with power and speed. Once it goes past the third round, again, if it's not scripted, once it goes past the third round, I think Jake Paul can get him. I think he can get him,
Yeah.
man. I
Yeah.
After
power's gonna
after
be there.
after the third round. After the third round.
Yeah.
After the third round. After the third round, I think it's all Jake Paul. If
Yeah.
if it's a real fight, no script, if
Yeah.
Jake Paul can survive the first 3 rounds, I think Tyson that's it. He smokes a lot of yes guy. He's 58 years old. He doesn't take care of himself that well. And I just think it's gonna be long-winded and that's it. And Jake Paul has energy, to keep going. And I just think, especially once you get into the sixth, seventh, eighth round, I could see him stopping him if it's not scripted. So,
Mhm.
Dude,
Mikey, who
I'm
wins this
excited
fight, man?
about it. I'm excited
So am
about it. Are
I.
you guys
So am I.
excited? I'm excited
Yeah,
about it. Why
yeah,
not?
Yeah, I want to watch it.
so am
Me
I.
too.
So am I. Mikey, who wins this fight, brother?
I'm gonna say Jake Paul just uh at work. My buddy was saying no, Tyson's gonna win. Then they're gonna have the rematch because if Jake Paul wins, there's no, you know what I mean. It's better if, but I'm gonna call it Jake Paul. Jake Paul is paying the Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, he gets the fighters he wants. Nick Diaz, all of them. It's his show. It's his movie. His uh whatever, his world. So Jake Paul has to win. I'm gonna say Jake Paul.
Okay. All right. JC, what's the difference? The youth. He doesn't have youth behind him anymore. So that's the difference of him smoking yes guy for being away from the sport, seriously away from the sport. He admitted he smoked weed before he stepped in there with Roy Jones Jr. and it was a bad fight. Anthony, it's an 8 round fight, 2 minutes a round.
2 minute,
Oh,
two
it's eight
minute round.
rounds.
Yeah.
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 2 minute
2 minutes.
rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 minute rounds. David, who wins this fight? How?
Like I said, you know what? It all depends. I think it's scripted. If
Hmm.
Mike Tyson gets pissed off before the third round, he's gonna hurt him.
Okay.
And if it goes after the third round, yeah, I agree with you. It could be a knockout, but Jake
Mhm.
Paul's gonna get hit in the balls. Without a doubt. Jake Paul's going to get hit in the back of the head. Jake
Yeah, it's
Paul,
gonna be.
and they're going to be DQing him. Dude, he's an animal. I mean, look
Yeah.
what he did. I mean, at his prime, not at his prime, almost at his prime, to
Uh,
Holyfield. I mean, Holyfield had a
mm.
really hard time, guys, during COVID. You know why he had a hard time during COVID? He couldn't wear a mask. You know what I mean? He couldn't wear a mask. And every time we tried to put a mask, he's going, man, look what Tyson did to me. You know what I mean? Come on, you know?
That's a good
Oh
one.
man,
That's a
he
good one.
couldn't wear a mask. The strap couldn't go around the ear.
He had no ears, man. Tyson ate him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, all right. I go Jake Paul, regardless whether it's scripted or not scripted. I go Jake Paul. If it's scripted, he wins by decision. If it's
Yeah.
not scripted, I think he can stop Mike Tyson if Tyson does not get him in the first 3 rounds. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens, man. But
Yeah.
with that, hey man, anything else, David, Mikey, before
Hey,
we get out
brother,
here?
happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. I hope you have a
Gotcha.
wonderful time with your sons tonight. It doesn't
Yeah.
get better than that. Being with your sons, watching Serrano and Katie, your best fighters, dude. It doesn't get better than that. Feliz cumpleaños, carnal. Yeah.
Happy
Gracias,
birthday.
man.
Happy birthday, Ed, man. Enjoy it with your sons, bro. That's the best too. Like Dave said, man. That boxing, family, memories, the best, bro. Vámonos.
Appreciate it. Gonna go eat some brisket now, man. All right, pues. Hey, man, you guys enjoy the fight. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing this so we can come back and do it again. Till then, David Contreras, Mike Zavala, Solo Trucker. Catch you guys on next round.